Recently, I saw the Supergirl pilot and Tomorrowland, and I made some comments on how I felt about them. I didn't think that they were very good. Supergirl, I felt that they focused so much on the girl power that they forgot to write an actual strong story with strong characters around it. And personally, I didn't like that they made Jimmy Olsen, who has been a long time complete dork, into this male model. And then I saw Tomorrowland, and I didn't like that either. I thought that they spent way too much time, they wasted too much time getting to the point of the story while preaching this message over and over and over. In case you didn't get it the first 1,000 times, they did it another 1,000 times, and then by the end, when you finally get to the point of the entire movie, it tries to be a very sciencey movie, but when confronted with the problem, they basically just decide to blow it up with a bomb. So it wasn't very sciencey at all. I made these comments, and the reaction to them were that, well, Supergirl was written with girls in mind, so you probably wouldn't like it. Or Tomorrowland was written more for kids, so that's probably why you didn't like it. I was basically told that the reason I felt this way and didn't like these shows and movies was because they weren't written for my demographic. I'm calling bullshit on that. The idea that saying that you wrote this movie or this TV show or geared this show or TV show towards a certain demographic, and that's why this particular demographic didn't like it, I'm not buying that. If Supergirl was written to be, geared more towards girls, I'm someone who I've liked a lot of girly shows. New Girl has become one of my favorite shows. I cry in romantic comedies. I cried at the end of Dark Knight Rises. So girly really isn't a problem with me. There are good girly things out there, like Buffy the Vampire Slayer or Alias. And then as for things geared more towards kids, there are so many movies and TV shows that are kids shows that are still good movies for anyone to watch. Avatar: The Last Airbender. M. Night Shyamalan recently came out and said that he was defending his adaptation of The Last Airbender. No one really liked it except for kids, and that's who he wrote it for. If kids liked it, that's fine, but he still wrote a bad movie. It was a stitched-together story taken from the TV show. You basically just took plot lines that didn't really work together, stitched them together, and forced it through. The acting was terrible. The writing was bad. It was lazy. It wasn't a good movie. Whether kids liked it or not, it does not excuse it being a bad movie. There are so many things geared towards kids that are great. Avatar: The Last Airbender and Avatar: Legend of Korra, which they say isn't really geared towards kids, it's geared more towards the adults that like The Last Airbender. Or Star Wars, Clone Wars, and Star Wars Rebels. Or Ultimate Spider-Man. All of these shows are geared towards kids, and they're still great, fun shows. They're still shows that I actually get something out of when I and other adults watch them. We're living in 2015 when labels and restrictions like this matter less and less. We have, adults reading young adult fiction. We have kids watching adult TV shows and movies like Game of Thrones. We have kids watching Game of Thrones, a show very much geared towards adults. And we have adults watching The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra and Star Wars Rebels. We're at this point where these labels don't really matter anymore. So using the excuse that, well, it wasn't really geared towards your demographic, that's why you didn't like it, doesn't really fly with me anymore. Of course, what I consider a good and bad movie or TV show could be completely different from what you consider a good and bad TV show. It is a conversation I've had plenty of times. My opinions differ greatly from a lot of other people, and a lot of other people's opinions differ greatly from mine. So this is all just my opinion. But I think that the standard that I hold TV shows and movies to, whether they're geared towards girls or boys or the elderly or the young or whatever demographic it's geared towards, can still be good and viewed by anyone and liked by anyone. I just feel like that's an excuse. That's an excuse that someone can make for making a bad movie or a bad TV show. It's fine if you want to defend your work. I would not expect any less than someone to defend their work. That's fine, and I can respect that. But using that excuse that, well, it was geared towards this demographic, that's why you didn't like it, that doesn't really work for me. There are plenty of examples of shows and movies and games and books and a plethora of different things geared towards certain demographics that reach across those lines into other demographics and then everyone ends up liking them. These labels and restrictions on demographics are quickly disappearing. It's 2015, soon it'll be 2016. We're in the future, people. Labels like that, they don't really matter. Because movies and TVs and games and all of these different mediums are very important to me, it pisses me off when that's the excuse used to excuse a bad movie. This month's Funko Figure giveaway is brought to you by Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop. It's a great bookshop in Mid-City, New Orleans. You should definitely go check it out. It's my personal nerdvana. But this month we are giving away this Tyrion Lannister. So leave a comment on this video or any of the other videos in May and you will enter for a chance to win. Let me know what you think about these labeling and these labels and demographics and excusing bad movies and TV shows because of that. Let me know what you think in the comments. Follow me on all the internets and subscribe to my channel so you can geek out some more. Thanks for watching. So Captain America, Thor, Hulk.